10 Hollywood actors that live like they are poor.
What do you think happens when we die, Keanu Reeves?
I know that the ones who love us will miss us.
Imagine gracing the silver screen, commanding millions per film, and then living like a struggling artist? In Hollywood, where excess is practically a religion, some A-list actors defy expectations. This video exposes the shocking reality of celebrities who choose a life of frugality, proving that money doesn't always buy happiness or dictate lifestyle choices. Prepare to be amazed at the extreme measures some Hollywood stars take to live like they are poor. Where in the world are you tuning in from? Share your country below. I genuinely love reading your comments. Thanks again. Keanu Reeves. Keanu Reeves is living proof that having incredible wealth doesn't mean you have to change who you are. While many people dream of becoming extremely rich and living luxuriously, Reeves, despite his massive fortune, chooses a surprisingly modest lifestyle. Keanu Reeves, the beloved Canadian actor known worldwide for iconic films like The Matrix and John Wick, has an impressive net worth of around $380 million as of 2024. His journey to fame started in the 1980s with unforgettable movies such as Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, Speed, and Point Break. However, it was the Matrix trilogy that truly made him a superstar, earning him over $200 million. Yet Reeves' life hasn't always been smooth. His childhood was challenging. His father left when he was only 3, and his mother had to frequently move because of her job. These struggles helped shape his humble and empathetic character. Reeves faced heartbreaking tragedies, including the death of his close friend, actor River Phoenix, from a drug overdose, and later losing his partner Jennifer Syme in a tragic car accident shortly after she had a miscarriage. These painful experiences deeply affected Reeves, making him appreciate life and relationships even more, and influencing his simple, grounded lifestyle.
Well, I can't talk about my own private Idaho without talking about River. Extraordinary, original, great heart.
Despite his enormous wealth, Reeves chooses to live modestly. Instead of a grand mansion, he resides in a simple apartment in Los Angeles, contrasting greatly with the flashy lifestyles of his Hollywood peers. He even shares his space with houseplants, humorously rumored to be his companions for deep conversations about life. When it comes to transportation, Reeves opts for simplicity over luxury. He drives a humble Honda Accord instead of flashy, attention-grabbing cars like Ferraris or Lamborghinis. His car choice silently sends the message that he prefers not to flaunt his wealth, as if gently reminding everyone, "I'm wealthy, but I don't need to prove it." However, Reeves does have a passion for motorcycles, demonstrated by his ownership of Arch Motorcycle, a custom motorcycle company he co-founded. This reveals his adventurous yet down-to-earth spirit. Keanu Reeves is also famously humble in daily life. He regularly rides the subway and even gives up his seat for others. He's been spotted shopping at sales racks and relaxing in parks rather than exclusive clubs or expensive restaurants. Financially secure from his successful acting career, Reeves prefers generosity over extravagance. In fact, he famously donated 85% of his earnings from The Matrix to the movie's costume and special effects teams, gifted motorcycles to stuntmen, and contributed millions to cancer research. Chauffeur Ronnie Sunshine once shared an unforgettable story about Reeves. In 2014, Reeves patiently stood outside a club in the rain, quietly waiting for friends during a party for his movie Daughter of God. He didn't use his celebrity status to skip the line or get special treatment. The club's owner admitted later he had no idea the quiet, humble man waiting in the rain was the famous actor. Ultimately, Keanu Reeves' modest lifestyle highlights his focus on what truly matters: giving back to others. He's donated generously to children's hospitals and cancer research, usually without seeking recognition. When asked about his wealth, Reeves responded simply, "Money is the last thing I think about."
What do you think happens when we die, Keanu Reeves?
I know that the ones who love us will miss us.
His perspective provides a refreshing contrast in an industry often obsessed with material wealth. emphasizing instead the joy of acting, creativity, and kindness. Jennifer Lawrence. Jennifer Lawrence isn't your typical Hollywood superstar. Even with an Oscar under her belt and millions in the bank, she remains refreshingly genuine and down-to-earth in an industry filled with flashy lifestyles. Jennifer shot to fame through blockbuster roles in the Hunger Games series and her Oscar-winning performance in Silver Linings Playbook. Her immense success quickly made her one of Hollywood's highest-paid actresses, with an estimated net worth of around $160 million. But unlike many celebrities, Jennifer has stayed true to her humble roots. After skyrocketing to fame, most stars would immediately move into lavish mansions, complete with extravagant luxuries. But Jennifer didn't do that. Instead, she continued living in the same modest two-bedroom apartment she had before becoming famous. Eventually, she upgraded to a charming yet simple house in Beverly Hills, previously owned by Jessica Simpson. Far from the flashy mansions typical of Hollywood, Jennifer famously treated herself after winning her Oscar, not to a yacht or designer jewelry, but to a couch worth $25,000. While expensive by ordinary standards, in Hollywood terms, this was incredibly modest. She often jokes about how luxurious it felt to her, saying it's the most extravagant thing she's ever purchased. Her choice in cars also reflects her down-to-earth personality. While other celebrities speed around in flashy sports cars, Jennifer preferred driving a humble Volkswagen EOS convertible. Later, she upgraded to a Chevrolet Volt, a practical, environmentally friendly car, highlighting her commitment to simplicity and responsibility. Fashion-wise, Jennifer Lawrence couldn't care less about Hollywood's strict rules. She's known for wearing outfits multiple times, a major no-no in celebrity circles. She humorously admits that fashion isn't her thing, preferring sweatpants at home with her dog. Her genuine awkwardness on red carpets, like tripping twice at the Oscars,
and so I'm just like in a corner, like drinking champagne, like,
has only endeared her further to fans, showing her as relatable rather than perfectly polished. Jennifer even shops at IKEA and jokes about assembling furniture herself. Imagining an Oscar winner wrestling with a flat-pack shelf is both humorous and endearing. This simplicity and practicality extend beyond her personal life and into her charitable efforts. Through the Jennifer Lawrence Foundation, she donates generously to organizations like the Boys and Girls Clubs of America and the Special Olympics. She's also a passionate advocate for gender equality, frequently speaking up about pay disparities in Hollywood. Jennifer attributes her grounded nature to her middle-class upbringing in Louisville, Kentucky. Her family taught her the value of money, and she credits them for helping her maintain perspective despite her fame. While she could easily afford extravagant luxury, Jennifer remains perfectly happy living simply. In Hollywood, where celebrities often show off wealth through lavish displays, Jennifer Lawrence's down-to-earth attitude stands out as truly revolutionary. She proves that you can be wildly successful, incredibly wealthy, and still remain genuine, relatable, and perfectly happy, curled up on your comfy couch. Enjoying this video? Like and subscribe for more. Not feeling it? A like would still be appreciated, and your comments will help me do better next time. Ed Sheeran.
I was a very, very, very weird child. Very weird child.
With an astonishing net worth of $200 million, Ed Sheeran is one of the most successful musicians of his generation. During peak touring years, his earnings can soar to an incredible $100 million annually. For example, between June 2019 and June 2020, Sheeran raked in $65 million from his music ventures alone. His rise to stardom began with his 2011 debut album Plus, which introduced the world to his signature storytelling style. The breakout hit The A-Team, a poignant ballad about addiction, proved Sheeran's ability to blend deep, emotional themes with radio-friendly melodies. His follow-up album, X Multiply, released in 2014, cemented his place in the music industry with chart-topping songs like Thinking Out Loud and Photograph. Thinking Out Loud in particular became a global love anthem, adored for its heartfelt lyrics and timeless melody. Despite his massive success, Sheeran remains refreshingly down-to-earth. Unlike many celebrities who indulge in luxury, he still uses his old student bank account. "You never want to be wasteful," he once told the Irish Examiner, explaining that he gives himself a self-imposed spending limit to avoid unnecessary splurging. While his monthly budget of $1,000 isn't exactly tight by everyday standards, it's modest compared to most A-list musicians. He even admits most of it goes toward taxi fares. Sheeran's low-key lifestyle doesn't stop at finances. Known for his laid-back nature, he has no problem crashing at friends' houses instead of staying in five-star hotels. In 2014, he reportedly spent time living in Courtney Cox's spare room, a far cry from the sprawling mansions most superstars call home. Leonardo DiCaprio. Leonardo DiCaprio is known worldwide for his roles in blockbuster films, where he survived sinking ships and fierce wilderness. But behind his massive fame and estimated fortune of $300 million lies a surprisingly simple and modest lifestyle, setting him apart from many of his Hollywood peers who prefer extravagance. Unlike celebrities who live in grandiose mansions, DiCaprio owns a stylish yet unpretentious home in Los Angeles' exclusive Oriole Way neighborhood. His most remarkable property isn't a flashy estate but an island dedicated entirely to environmental conservation, highlighting his deep commitment to sustainability over luxury. DiCaprio isn't the type to show off luxury cars either. Although he could easily drive the latest sports cars, he's frequently seen in eco-friendly vehicles like his Tesla, quietly emphasizing his genuine concern for the environment. This understated choice contrasts starkly with other stars who often showcase their expensive car collections. Few know that DiCaprio cleverly invests in real estate, buying and selling properties with impressive financial savvy. For instance, he once earned a remarkable $10 million profit by selling his Malibu home, turning property investment into a strategic and thoughtful endeavor rather than a symbol of extravagance. His true passion, however, lies in philanthropy. DiCaprio has donated millions of dollars to wildlife conservation, climate change initiatives, and charitable causes worldwide. Through his foundation, he's raised over $80 million, far from typical Hollywood indulgence. He's even been known to quietly support environmental projects without seeking public recognition, showcasing his authentic dedication. Leonardo DiCaprio's lifestyle is uniquely refreshing because it emphasizes simplicity, generosity, and meaningful impact over fame-driven excess. In an industry where many prioritize material displays of wealth, DiCaprio's humble and purpose-driven approach genuinely sets him apart. Elijah Wood.
You've been officially labeled a disturber of the peace.
Elijah Wood. Just imagine being the face of a billion-dollar franchise like The Lord of the Rings. You'd think our beloved Frodo would be living in a Shire-sized mansion, right? Wrong. Despite his $20 million net worth, Wood is proof that you can be a Hollywood star without the Hollywood excess. While some celebrities build fortress-like estates, he opted for something far more down-to-earth. An elegant Victorian-style home in Austin, Texas, purchased for a modest $1.75 million. By Hollywood standards, that's practically pocket change. Built in the 1890s, the house is more cozy hobbit hole than sprawling Rivendell, with its high ceilings, vintage charm, and warm, inviting atmosphere. It's the perfect retreat for an actor who once carried the fate of Middle-earth on his shoulders. When it comes to indulgence, Wood's idea of a splurge is more second breakfast than a royal feast. His biggest passion? High-end audio equipment. While other stars throw money at yachts and private jets, he finds his joy in spinning vinyl records on top-tier sound systems. It seems the only rings he's interested in these days are the ones that amplify his music collection. As for his cars, don't expect flashy sports models or chauffeur-driven limousines. Wood keeps it simple with an Audi A4 and a Mini Cooper S, ideal for navigating Austin streets or making a quick getaway from persistent paparazzi. After all, when you've outrun ring wraiths, city traffic is nothing. But his modest lifestyle isn't just about personal preference, it's a reflection of his values. Wood has long been known for his generosity and philanthropic efforts, always using his platform to support causes close to his heart. It's as if he took Frodo's kindness and Sam's unwavering loyalty and molded them into his own down-to-earth persona. Now, some might say, Sure, it's easy to live humbly when you have $20 million, but in a world where Hollywood paychecks can reach Mount Doom-sized proportions, Wood's fortune is more Bag End than Lonely Mountain. And yet, he seems perfectly content. Instead of chasing extravagant wealth, he finds joy in life's simple pleasures. Whether it's tracking down a rare $300 vinyl record or spending time with close friends. In an industry where many stars are constantly chasing the one ring of fame and fortune, Elijah Wood reminds us that true happiness isn't measured by mansions or luxury cars. It's about finding fulfillment in the things that truly matter: community, passion, and the simple joys of everyday life. He may have left Middle-earth behind, but he continues to live by the lessons of the Shire. Stay humble, stay kind, and always appreciate the small things. If you like this video, please leave a number 9 in the comments below. Robert Pattinson. Robert Pattinson became a global sensation overnight, capturing hearts worldwide as Edward Cullen, the sparkling vampire in Twilight. Yet, despite the intense fame and fortune that came with the franchise, Pattinson chose a lifestyle far removed from typical Hollywood glamour, embracing instead a refreshingly quirky and modest way of living. With an impressive net worth of around $100 million as of 2024, largely from his Twilight earnings, Pattinson could easily afford luxurious mansions and extravagant sports cars. However, the actor famously drives a humble 2001 Chevy Silverado that he purchased for just $2,100, a choice that speaks volumes about his grounded approach to life. At the peak of his Twilight fame, rather than living in lavish estates, Pattinson chose a modest and quirky residence that was essentially a converted junkyard. This unique home featured a non-functioning hot tub, a pool resembling a murky pond, and an overall aesthetic best described as charmingly chaotic. Pattinson openly loved this unconventional living arrangement precisely because it allowed him privacy and an escape from the relentless Hollywood spotlight. Later, even when he purchased a Spanish-style mini-mansion in Hollywood, it was relatively modest by celebrity standards, costing just $6.3 million. His real estate choices consistently reflect his desire for comfort, simplicity, and authenticity rather than status symbols. Pattinson's personal style is equally unconventional. Despite being a fashion icon gracing numerous magazine covers, his day-to-day attire often includes mismatched outfits, beanies, worn-out t-shirts, and casually unbuttoned plaid shirts. He famously wears clothes repeatedly, seemingly without concern for Hollywood's expectations. In contrast to peers who rely heavily on personal stylists, Pattinson embraces a casual, effortless appearance. Professionally, Pattinson also stands apart by deliberately choosing indie film projects instead of continuous blockbuster roles post-Twilight. He has often expressed his enjoyment of smaller, more challenging projects over mainstream cinema, underscoring his dedication to craft over fame. In a world of extravagance, Robert Pattinson's down-to-earth, humorous, and delightfully quirky lifestyle offers a genuine and relatable contrast to typical celebrity norms, making him uniquely endearing both on and off screen. Ryan Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds exemplifies that Hollywood stardom doesn't require sacrificing humility or genuine values. Despite amassing an impressive net worth of approximately $350 million through blockbuster films like Deadpool, Free Guy, and most recently Deadpool and Wolverine, Reynolds remains refreshingly down-to-earth. Not one to indulge in extravagant luxuries, he's more likely to be spotted driving his children to school in a family SUV rather than cruising in flashy sports cars. Reynolds often jokes openly about his modest lifestyle, humorously claiming he genuinely doesn't know how to spend his immense wealth, choosing instead to delight his 3 daughters with dad jokes. Alongside acting, Reynolds has displayed astute business acumen, notably selling aviation gin for $610 million in 2020, and investing successfully in ventures such as Mint Mobile and the Welsh football club, Wrexham AFC. Under his ownership with Rob McElhenney, Wrexham received a significant £14 million investment, improving infrastructure and leading the team to achieve 3rd place in their first League One season in nearly 2 decades. Reynolds and his wife, actress Blake Lively, prioritize family and privacy, residing in a comfortable yet modest $5.7 million home in Bedford, New York, deliberately choosing simplicity over Hollywood extravagance. Together, they have quietly donated millions to numerous causes, including food banks, COVID-19 relief, support for Indigenous communities in Canada, and disaster relief efforts in the U.S. While Reynolds playfully interacts with Lively on social media, showcasing his humor and warmth, their family life remains largely shielded from public view.
Looks like we got 2 beards in the room. 3 if you count your wife. Let's dive in.
Professionally, Reynolds continues expanding his creative horizons, developing the film Boy Band, which may feature his Deadpool and Wolverine co-star Hugh Jackman. He's also involved in the upcoming action-adventure Mayday, currently in post-production. However, the couple faces personal challenges, notably Lively's December 2024 sexual harassment lawsuit against Justin Baldoni, her It Ends With Us co-star and director, which led to a countersuit from Baldoni seeking significant damages. Throughout these trials, Reynolds and Lively have sought to maintain their dignity, striving to protect their personal lives from undue public scrutiny. Ultimately, Reynolds' life and career embody a balance of fame, humility, integrity, and generosity, making him a relatable, admired figure both on screen and off. Sarah Jessica Parker. Sarah Jessica Parker, best known for her role as the stylish and bold Carrie Bradshaw in Sex and the City, has carved a unique path in Hollywood, one that balances fame with humility. While Carrie made high heels and designer labels iconic, Parker herself embraces a refreshingly grounded approach to fashion. She's often spotted mixing high-end pieces with thrift store finds and off-the-rack outfits, proving that glamour and practicality can go hand in hand. Even at high-profile events like the Fendi Fall/Winter 2025-26 show in Milan, she chose an effortlessly chic ribbed knit midi dress, showcasing her signature blend of elegance and ease. Despite a net worth exceeding $100 million, Parker and her husband, actor Matthew Broderick, have opted for a modest lifestyle, residing in a simple yet charming home in New York City's West Village. She frequently speaks about the importance of experiences over material wealth, once joking, "I'd rather take my kids to the park than buy them a yacht." Her love for thrift shopping further highlights her down-to-earth nature. She enjoys the thrill of discovering unique pieces and effortlessly incorporates them into her wardrobe, making her style both relatable and aspirational. Beyond fashion, Parker has made a significant mark in the literary world. As the founder of SJP Lit, her publishing imprint focuses on amplifying diverse voices and compelling narratives. Her passion for literature and advocacy against book banning led to her role as executive producer for The Librarians, a documentary that premiered at the Sundance Film Festival in January 2025. The film follows librarians across the U.S. as they fight to protect the freedom to read. Recognizing her contributions, PEN America will honor her with the Literary Service Award at its annual gala in May 2025. Additionally, she has been appointed as a judge for the 2025 Booker Prize, a role she described as the thrill of a life and a golden ticket. Whether through her fashion choices, personal values, or professional endeavors, Sarah Jessica Parker continues to redefine what it means to be a Hollywood star. She proves that success doesn't have to come with excess, and that true luxury lies not in possessions but in passion, purpose, and the joy of meaningful experiences. Because YouTube will prioritize interactive videos, please comment "OK" if you find this video interesting. Thank you. Ashton Kutcher. Ashton Kutcher has reached incredible heights in his career, but his journey to success was anything but easy. The Iowa-born actor, now 47, learned early on that life doesn't hand out opportunities for free. His story plays out like one of the dramatic films he has starred in, marked by struggles, setbacks, and resilience. From a rebellious youth to financial hardships, he faced obstacles that could have derailed his path. Yet, the same man who made Dude, Where's My Car? A cult classic has built a fortune beyond most people's imagination, But instead of splurging on extravagant luxuries, he has chosen a surprisingly grounded way of life. With an estimated net worth of $330 million as of 2025, Kutcher remains one of Hollywood's wealthiest stars. He once commanded $1 million per episode for his television roles, but acting isn't his only source of wealth. His sharp business sense has led him to invest in some of the world's biggest companies, including Airbnb, Uber, and Spotify. Despite his fortune, Kutcher has stayed true to his values. In an interview, he shared his life philosophy. Don't just take what life gives you, create something better. His words reflect the mindset that has shaped his career and personal life. Kutcher could easily afford to indulge in the finest luxuries, yet he prefers a practical approach. Though he owns a fleet of luxury cars, including a $1.4 million Ferrari, and multiple properties, including a $15 million mansion in Beverly Hills, he doesn't let wealth define him. His perspective on life changed dramatically in 2019, when he was diagnosed with vasculitis, a rare autoimmune disease that temporarily robbed him of his ability to see, hear, and walk. That frightening experience reshaped his outlook, reinforcing his belief that true happiness isn't tied to material things. Since then, he has been more intentional about the roles he takes and the messages he puts out into the world. Through it all, Ashton Kutcher remains a man who values authenticity over excess. He has built an empire, yet he continues to live with a mindset that success isn't about what you have, but about the impact you leave behind. Hilary Swank. Hilary Swank is the perfect example of an actress who has conquered Hollywood but never lost touch with her humble roots. A two-time Academy Award winner, she's built a powerful career, earning widespread respect and an impressive net worth of around $40 million. Yet, despite her success, including Oscar wins for Boys Don't Cry and Million Dollar Baby, she has chosen a lifestyle that is refreshingly down to earth. Swank's rise to fame wasn't easy. She grew up in a trailer park in Nebraska, a world away from the glamour of Hollywood. When she moved to Los Angeles with her mother to chase her dream, they struggled so much that for a time they even lived in their car. But Swank never wavered. That relentless dedication paid off, turning her into one of the most respected actresses of her generation. Unlike many Hollywood elites, Swank isn't drawn to extravagant living. Instead of flashy parties and luxury shopping sprees, she enjoys the simple things: hiking, cooking, and even making her own grocery runs. She's proof that you can have 2 Oscars and still appreciate the little joys in life. Her commitment to acting is legendary. For Million Dollar Baby, she transformed her body into that of a professional boxer, gaining 19 pounds of muscle and undergoing grueling training. She reportedly consumed 210 grams of protein daily. Imagine how many chicken breasts that took. That level of discipline defines her approach to every role she takes on. Despite her wealth and fame, Swank remains grounded. She often talks about the importance of family and genuine connections over material success. In interviews, she's refreshingly honest about the absurdity of fame. Once joking, "I'm just a girl from Nebraska who got lucky." That mix of talent, humility, and authenticity makes her not just an incredible actress, but someone you'd love to sit down with, maybe even swap protein shake recipes with. The stories of these Hollywood actors prove that wealth doesn't automatically equate to extravagance. It's inspiring to see how they remain grounded and maintain a connection to everyday life. Which actor's thrifty habits did you find most surprising? Let us know in the comments, and for more shocking celebrity stories and revelations, subscribe to our channel. Top 20 Dumbest Things Said by Celebrities.
And then I see like whale sharks. I'm like, oh, that must mean a whale and a shark have sex.
Being famous doesn't always mean being wise. Over the years, celebrities have made headlines not just for their talent,
Man, let me hear the question, you don't have the answers. I'm asking you for the answer. It's a question.
but also for saying things that left everyone scratching their heads. From hilariously clueless comments to moments that made fans cringe, these are the top 20 dumbest things ever said by celebrities. Get ready to laugh, gasp, and wonder what on earth they were thinking.
Honestly, I think we should just trust our president in every decision that he makes, and we should just support that.
John Lennon, music icon and Beatle. John Lennon sparked international controversy in 1966 with a remarkably provocative declaration, "We're more popular than Jesus now." His intent, a commentary on the burgeoning power of pop culture and the declining influence of established religion among youth, was interpreted as sacrilegious by countless individuals, resulting in widespread condemnation and outrage. Published initially in the London Evening Standard, the interview containing the remark went largely unnoticed in Britain. However, its republication in the United States ignited a firestorm. Religious organizations were especially furious, staging protests, burning Beatles records, and issuing public condemnations. Throughout the American South, conservative communities called for boycotts of the band's music, and radio stations refused to play their songs. The backlash intensified to the point of raising security concerns for the group's US tour that same year. In an attempt to mitigate the damage, Lennon later clarified his words, explaining he had never meant to equate the Beatles with Jesus spiritually. Instead, he aimed to highlight how celebrity had eclipsed religion in the lives of young people. He apologized, stating, "If I had said television is more popular than Jesus, I might have gotten away with it." Although highly controversial, this event illuminated the cultural upheaval that the Beatles helped to shape, and exposed the pitfalls of fame during a period of evolving societal norms. Lennon's statement serves as a powerful reminder of the potentially explosive consequences of words, even when their meaning is misinterpreted. Kanye West.
You ain't got the answers.
Kanye,
you ain't got the answers.
I'm asking you
You
a
ain't been
question.
doing the education.
Kanye West, a name synonymous with both controversy and catchy phrases, consistently generates buzz. The rapper and designer has a talent for outlandish pronouncements, statements that swing between insightful and utterly bewildering. Within his collection of perplexing quotes, two stand out, each embodying his unique blend of extravagance and self-regard. First, Kanye famously stated, "The first time I was in a Gucci store in Chicago was the closest I've ever felt to home." This bold claim is especially strange given that Chicago is his hometown, a place deeply tied to family and personal history. Nature lies in its elevation of a high-end retail space to a place of emotional comfort, simultaneously implying a disconnect from his actual upbringing. Fans and critics alike were left scratching their heads. Did it symbolize his rise to fame, the solace of success, or simply a peculiar expression of his fondness for Gucci? Regardless, many perceived it as shallow, emphasizing material possessions over deeper meaning. Then there's Kanye's memorable complaint. "My greatest pain in life is that I will never be able to see me perform." This admission revealed not only Kanye's notorious ego, but also his perception of his artistry as a sort of divine revelation for everyone else to witness. While most artists prioritize the audience's experience, Kanye's anguish stems from being unable to witness his own brilliance. This quote exposed his self-centered perspective, one that even his most devoted followers struggle to justify. Critics labeled it the epitome of narcissism, and the public responded with a wave of memes mocking his unparalleled self-admiration. In the social media era, this statement further cemented Kanye's image as a self-proclaimed messiah. Even with these eyebrow-raising comments, Kanye's influence remains immense. His dedicated and passionate fans often embrace his eccentricities as part of his artistic genius. However, these pronouncements also solidify his polarizing status, highlighting the blurred line between confidence and delusion that defines him. Kanye rarely retracts his statements, instead often doubling down or offering new, equally outrageous soundbites. These instances remind us that Kanye's legacy is built as much on his cultural impact as on his unmistakable and often baffling words. Sean Connery. Legendary actor Sean Connery, forever linked with his portrayal of James Bond, left behind an exceptional body of film work, but also a legacy of controversy due to disturbing statements he made regarding violence against women. During a 1965 interview with Playboy, and later in a notorious 1987 exchange with Barbara Walters, Connery infamously proclaimed, "I don't think there is anything particularly wrong in hitting a woman." He further explained that slapping a woman could be warranted if all other options were exhausted, immediately provoking widespread anger. These comments tainted his otherwise celebrated career. Connery's defense of violence was broadly criticized as both outdated and dangerous, particularly in a society growing increasingly aware of domestic abuse and gender equality issues. The ensuing backlash was intense, with feminist organizations and advocacy groups condemning his words, arguing that they perpetuated damaging and obsolete gender stereotypes. However, despite the widespread disapproval, Connery remained steadfast, refusing to apologize or retract his statements and maintaining his stance for decades. Public opinion was split. Some fans struggled to reconcile the actor they admired with his deeply troubling views. Though Connery's iconic portrayal of James Bond remained largely unscathed, this incident stained his public persona, serving as a reminder of the disturbing attitudes that once pervaded Hollywood and the wider world. Even after his death, this quote persists as a stark illustration of how even the most esteemed figures can express opinions that are painfully disconnected from contemporary values. 50 Cent. Rapper and entrepreneur 50 Cent, recognized for his audacious personality and thriving music career, provoked widespread anger with a tweet that offended both women and people from developing nations. His tweet stated, "I'ma get me one of them," from a third world country. At least you won't have high expectations. The comment was immediately condemned as misogynistic, dehumanizing, and profoundly disrespectful. This tweet perpetuated damaging stereotypes, implying that women from less economically developed countries are somehow easier or less worthy of respect and equitable relationships. Numerous critics highlighted that 50 Cent's words reflected a disturbingly colonial and entitled perspective, as though women from these nations were commodities to be obtained. The remark demonstrated a complete disregard for the basic human dignity of the individuals he objectified. Furthermore, it underscored a larger societal issue: the convergence of wealth, power, and toxic masculinity, which can create an environment where some celebrities feel immune to consequences, even when promoting overtly offensive views. The resulting criticism was substantial. Social media users, women's rights advocates, and even his own fans called out 50 Cent for his insensitivity and lack of awareness. Many expressed disappointment that someone with his platform and influence would reinforce such demeaning attitudes toward women, especially those already facing economic and social adversity. Although 50 Cent has frequently generated headlines for provocative behavior, this particular comment remains a remarkably regrettable example of how thoughtlessly expressed words can perpetuate harmful stereotypes and erode respect for others. Justin Bieber. Global pop star Justin Bieber, famous for his hit music and frequent public blunders, has found himself in trouble multiple times due to careless remarks. Two particularly infamous comments highlight a significant lack of sensitivity and awareness. The first incident occurred during a visit to the Anne Frank house in Amsterdam. After touring the museum dedicated to the young Holocaust victim, Bieber left an astonishingly self-centered message in the guest book. "Anne was a great girl. Hopefully she would have been a believer." The negative reaction was swift and strong. Critics accused him of minimizing Anne Frank's horrific ordeal, reducing one of history's most tragic figures to a potential fan. Holocaust educators and the public found his comment deeply offensive, noting that it revealed a troubling disconnect from the seriousness of the history he had just encountered. Despite the widespread outrage, Bieber appeared unconcerned, and while he stopped short of a full apology, he later expressed surprise at the negative response. His second misstep involved a derogatory remark about Korea. "Whatever they have in Korea, that's bad." By failing to differentiate between North and South Korea, Bieber managed to insult an entire nation, displaying a shocking ignorance of geopolitical complexities. This comment further solidified his image as a privileged celebrity detached from the world beyond his fame. While Bieber has demonstrably matured over time, these statements remain a persistent reminder of his troubled public image, reflecting the difficulties of growing up and making mistakes under the constant glare of global attention. Should celebrities be held to a higher standard when it comes to making public comments? Comment with yes or no and let's discuss. Mike Tyson. Legendary and often controversial boxing champion Mike Tyson is known for his memorable pronouncements both inside and outside the ring. One of his most unforgettable verbal stumbles occurred after a grueling match while reflecting on his future. Tyson stated, "I might fade into Bolivian," when he clearly intended to say, "fade into oblivion." The mix-up instantly became a source of widespread amusement. Tyson's comment likely resulted from exhaustion or the lingering effects of his punishing career, which often left him disoriented and prone to unexpected linguistic twists. Nevertheless, the sheer absurdity of substituting Bolivian for oblivion transformed his contemplation on potentially withdrawing from public view into a classic Tysonism, forever enriching the tapestry of his wild and unpredictable personality. Fans and comedians seized upon the quote, mocking Tyson's consistent unpredictability during interviews. Yet, it also endeared him to many, revealing a vulnerable, almost childlike aspect of the feared boxer. Despite his intimidating presence and notorious reputation, this moment injected a touch of humor into Tyson's larger-than-life image, demonstrating how even the fiercest sports icons can be hilariously human. Over time, fade into Bolivian has become a fixture among unforgettable sports gaffes, a humorous reminder that even legends sometimes grapple not only with opponents, but also with the English language. Charlie Sheen.
People can't figure me out. They can't process me. I don't expect them to. You can't process me with a normal brain.
Once one of television's most handsomely compensated actors for his work on 2.5 Men, Charlie Sheen became better known for his public unraveling and strange pronouncements than for his acting talent. During a 2011 series of erratic interviews documenting his substance-fueled and ego-driven spiral, Sheen uttered a phrase that perfectly encapsulated his volatile state. "Tired of pretending like I'm not bitching a total freaking rock star from Mars." This particular outburst coincided with Sheen's dismissal from 2.5 Men, following conflicts with series creator Chuck Lorre and increasingly alarming behavior. Declaring himself an extraterrestrial rock star underscored the delusional grandiosity he exhibited during this time. His peculiar self-aggrandizement also featured references to tiger blood and winning, catchphrases that quickly permeated popular culture, symbolizing his self-destructive, highly publicized meltdown. The public responded with a mixture of captivated curiosity, derision, and genuine concern. Memes inundated social media platforms while others discussed the ethical implications of transforming a celebrity's apparent mental health crisis into a form of entertainment. Despite the criticism and mockery, Sheen's erratic pronouncements temporarily elevated him to social media phenomenon status, demonstrating the voyeuristic allure of observing a celebrity's real-time implosion. Although Sheen later confessed to battling substance abuse and actively pursued recovery, his rock star from Mars declaration remains a lasting symbol of the absurdity of his infamous self-destruction, permanently recorded in the chronicles of celebrity turmoil. Britney Spears. Pop princess Britney Spears, a defining figure of her generation, has experienced numerous media mishaps, but none quite as baffling as her astonishing geographical blunder. During an interview, she famously stated, "I've never really wanted to go to Japan, simply because I don't like eating fish, and I know that's very popular out there in Africa." With this single statement, Spears managed to conflate continents and culinary traditions, creating a strange geographical image that left listeners wondering how Japan and Africa had become linked in her mind. The mix-up revealed a surprising gap in her geographical knowledge, confusing two vastly different regions and cultures. Her comment not only missed the mark on basic global geography, but also reinforced the idea of Spears as a celebrity somewhat detached from everyday life. Public reaction ranged from disbelief to amusement, with jokes and memes rapidly circulating online. Many were entertained by the sheer absurdity of the statement, while others viewed it as yet another instance of celebrities appearing out of touch. Despite the ridicule, Spears' fans defended her, arguing that moments of confusion are a normal part of the human experience. Though most people don't have their mistakes broadcast globally, Over time, this gaffe has become another endearing quirk that contributes to Britney's fascinating and often relatable persona. It reminds everyone that even megastars can sometimes make hilariously inaccurate geographical connections. Arnold Schwarzenegger. Action star turned California governor Arnold Schwarzenegger is well known for his memorable pronouncements, both on and off the screen. Yet, one of his most perplexing statements emerged during a conversation about same-sex marriage. With apparent sincerity, he declared, "I think gay marriage should be between a man and a woman." This contradictory and illogical comment left audiences both bewildered and entertained. The remark quickly became the subject of widespread mockery as Schwarzenegger appeared to have completely missed the fundamental concept of gay marriage. Comedians and critics seized upon the absurdity of the statement, highlighting how it entirely contradicted the definition of marriage equality. Was it a moment of genuine confusion, a simple verbal stumble, or a failed attempt to express his actual position? Whatever the reason, the comment served as a striking example of how even seasoned political figures can become entangled in their own words. Despite this blunder, Schwarzenegger maintained his prominent public image, recognized for his charisma and occasionally unfiltered communication style. Within the larger context of his political career, the gaffe didn't inflict any lasting harm. Instead, it became another entry in a collection of verbal missteps, reminding everyone of his human, if humorously flawed, nature. This incident provides a comical reminder that even the most polished public figures can experience slip-ups, especially when addressing complex and sensitive topics. Schwarzenegger's remark remains a classic, laugh-out-loud illustration of political doublespeak gone hilariously awry. Comment number 1 to let me know you'll be watching till the end. Trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming up in this video. Paris Hilton. Socialite and reality TV personality. Paris Hilton, known for representing excess and privilege, has a history of tone-deaf pronouncements. One of her most astounding statements referenced her short jail stay in 2007. Reflecting on the experience, she proclaimed, "Everything bad that can happen to a person has happened to me." Considering her life of wealth, fame, and opulent privilege, this claim drew immediate criticism. Critics and the public found her words incredibly self-absorbed and lacking any genuine understanding of the world. By comparing a 3-week jail sentence to real suffering like poverty, war, or loss, Hilton demonstrated a profound disconnect from the struggles of average people. The comment was widely condemned as a striking example of celebrity disconnect, highlighting how sheltered and out of touch the ultra-rich can appear. Social media and news outlets mocked her exaggerated and insensitive statement, citing it as another instance of her lack of awareness. The reaction emphasized a wider frustration with how celebrities frequently overstate their own hardships, even when those hardships are trivial compared to real adversity. Though Hilton has since made efforts to cultivate a different public image, this tone-deaf remark remains representative of her earlier persona as the epitome of extravagant yet clueless celebrity behavior. It stands as a cautionary tale regarding the power and potential dangers of fame without the grounding influence of humility and understanding. Alicia Silverstone.
I had to wonder why I was choosing to love him so much, but these other animals I was cutting up and eating.
Alicia Silverstone, eternally linked with her portrayal of Cher Horowitz in Clueless, once generated headlines for a baffling attempt to defend the film's thematic depth. While Clueless is celebrated for its clever satire and cultural commentary, Silverstone's explanation of its profundity came across as, well, completely clueless. In an interview, she stumbled into linguistic notoriety by declaring, "I think that the film Clueless was very deep. I think it was deep in the way that it was very light. I think lightness has to come from a very deep place if it's true lightness." Silverstone likely intended to convey that Clueless possesses a subtle sophistication, employing humor and seemingly superficial scenarios to explore more complex social dynamics. However, her meandering word choice failed to communicate that insight. Instead, she inadvertently described a paradox bordering on nonsense, leaving listeners confused. Critics and the public seized upon the quote, and in 2004 she received the dubious distinction of the Foot in Mouth Award an annual honor bestowed upon the celebrity who utters the most unintentionally amusing or bewildering statement. The resulting criticism was lighthearted but widespread, as the quote seemed perfectly suited for comedic interpretation. Jokes circulated about whether Silverstone's statement was a meta-performance, intentionally mirroring Cher's ditzy yet endearing personality. The incident sparked discussions about whether actors should focus on performing rather than philosophizing, though some defended her, acknowledging the difficulty of articulating complex ideas spontaneously. Despite the gaffe, Silverstone's career and public image remained largely intact. Her clueless character remains beloved, and the film is widely regarded as a nostalgic classic. If anything, the incident further endeared her to audiences, reminding everyone that celebrities, like their characters, can have moments of charming absurdity. Her awkward but earnest attempt to imbue Clueless with deeper meaning reminds us that sometimes embracing the lightness of life is sufficient, even if that lightness originates from a deep place. Jessica Simpson. Pop star and actress Jessica Simpson, who rose to fame in the early 2000s, provided a hilariously unforgettable moment of bewilderment on her reality show, Newlyweds, Nick and Jessica. While eating a bowl of tuna, Simpson mused aloud, "Is this chicken what I have, or is this fish? I know it's tuna, but it says chicken by the sea." This sincere yet perplexing question instantly became a pop culture phenomenon. The scene captured on camera in front of her then-husband, Nick Lakey, who reacted with a combination of disbelief and exasperation, showcased the type of innocent, endearing cluelessness that would both endear and make Simpson a target of mockery. The brand name Chicken of the Sea, of course, is a well-known reference to tuna's mild flavor. However, Jessica's struggle to reconcile the label with her meal generated countless jokes. Public response was overwhelmingly humorous. The quote became iconic, featured on talk shows, in internet memes, and in pop culture compilations of celebrity blunders. Critics labeled her the quintessential dumb blonde, but fans admired her willingness to embrace the humor, often displaying a self-deprecating awareness of her ditzy image. Despite the good-natured ribbing, Simpson used the viral moment to her benefit, shaping her image into a brand that embraces authenticity and humor. The Chicken of the Sea incident endures as a charming reminder that even celebrities can be adorably puzzled by ordinary things. Brooke Shields.
A waterfall in the middle of the desert! It's breathtaking!
Well-known actress and model Brooke Shields once lent her celebrity to anti-smoking activism, participating in a series of public service campaigns. During one specific anti-smoking poster campaign, however, she delivered a rather confusing statement that left many bewildered. With apparent sincerity, Shields declared, "Smoking kills. If you're killed, you've lost a very important part of your life." Quite ironic for an anti-smoking message, the quote quickly became infamous. While Shields likely meant to stress the serious consequences of smoking, her phrasing suggested a fundamental lack of understanding about death. The absurd implication that death results in the loss of only a part of your life transformed a serious message into a subject of mockery. Critics quickly seized on the tautology, questioning how such a statement could have been approved for the campaign. Furthermore, her gaffe prompted discussions regarding the responsibilities of celebrity activists, with many arguing that public figures should exercise more caution when communicating vital health information. Public reaction was merciless. Shields' quote went viral before the social media era, and it continues to be featured on lists of humorous celebrity blunders. Comedians and commentators couldn't resist making fun of her well-meaning attempt, turning it into a long-running joke. Despite this mistake, Shields' career wasn't significantly harmed. She remained a respected figure in the public eye, known more for her beauty and acting than for this verbal misstep. Nevertheless, her statement serves as a strange reminder that even campaigns with the best intentions can fail if the messaging isn't carefully considered. Comment "OK" if you found this video interesting. Your engagement helps us grow. Thank you. Christina Aguilera? Powerhouse vocalist and pop icon, Christina Aguilera once bewildered fans, not with her vocal talent, but with a remarkably uninformed question. So where's the Cannes Film Festival being held this year? This innocent yet perplexing inquiry implied that Aguilera was oblivious to the fact that Cannes, the French city itself, is the renowned permanent location of the world-famous film festival. Asking this is equivalent to inquiring about the location of the New York Marathon. This question suggested a surprising absence of basic geographical knowledge, or perhaps a momentary lapse in thinking. Regardless, the slip-up provided ample material for jokes and eye rolls from both fans and critics, becoming a quintessential example of how even exceptionally talented celebrities can sometimes appear strikingly unaware. Late-night talk show hosts and gossip columnists seized upon the remark, playfully mocking how the answer was, self-evidently, within the very name of the event. Aguilera's gaffe joined the collection of celebrity quotes that highlight the disconnect between fame and general knowledge, reinforcing the stereotype that some celebrities exist in an insulated world of red carpets and tour buses, detached from the realities of everyday life. Nevertheless, this moment of confusion is now largely recalled with amusement rather than harsh judgment, a lighthearted reminder that even the biggest stars have moments of unintentional comedic brilliance. Elizabeth Hurley. British actress and model Elizabeth Hurley, known for her glamorous persona, sparked controversy and accusations of body shaming, with a remarkably insensitive remark about Marilyn Monroe. Hurley, long celebrated for her own beauty and fashion sense, once stated, "I'd kill myself if I was as fat as Marilyn Monroe." This comment generated intense criticism, with many expressing shock at her dismissive attitude toward Monroe's iconic figure. Marilyn Monroe, widely considered the embodiment of timeless beauty, had a curvier physique that has encouraged countless women to embrace more realistic and diverse standards of beauty. Hurley's statement not only contradicted the widespread admiration for Monroe's appearance, but also perpetuated harmful body image ideals by implying that anything other than a slim figure was undesirable. Critics contended that Hurley's words were especially damaging due to her influence as a model and public figure. The backlash was swift and severe, with many accusing Hurley of promoting body dysmorphia and reinforcing the toxic pressures faced by women in the beauty and entertainment industries. In an era increasingly focused on body positivity and self-acceptance, her comment appeared both outdated and harmful. While Hurley later attempted to clarify her statement and explain that no offense was intended, the damage had already been done. Her flippant remark remains a stark illustration of the significant weight a celebrity's words can carry, particularly when those words influence public perceptions of beauty and self-worth. Lindsay Lohan. Actress Lindsay Lohan, famous for her early career success but also known for subsequent controversies, encountered a wave of criticism for a remarkably tone-deaf response to Hurricane Sandy. As the massive storm menaced the East Coast in October 2012, triggering widespread anxiety and preparation, Lohan posted an ill-conceived message of positivity on Twitter. "Why is everyone in such a panic about hurricane? I'm calling it Sally. Stop projecting negativity, think positive, and pray for peace." Lohan's casual dismissal of the looming disaster was widely considered to be out of touch, especially since millions of people were bracing for a storm that would ultimately inflict widespread damage and loss of life. Critics quickly noted how privileged and disconnected her comments seemed, suggesting a failure to comprehend the genuine dangers faced by ordinary people. Her advice to simply think positive wasn't just unhelpful, it came across as almost derisive, mocking the legitimate fears of those at risk. The ensuing backlash was swift and intense. Social media users and news organizations strongly criticized her insensitivity, viewing her words as emblematic of a celebrity disconnect from reality. Although Lohan has since undertaken efforts to rehabilitate her public image, this incident remains a potent reminder of how quickly an ill-considered comment can reinforce the perception that some stars are completely oblivious to the struggles of everyday people. Tara Reid.
I mean, the body shaming that's going on right now is just to a degree that it's so bad.
On the reality show Shark After Dark, American Pie actress Tara Reid, known for her party girl image and tumultuous time in Hollywood, made quite a splash, pun intended, with a baffling discussion about marine life. When questioned about whale sharks, Reed confidently offered her understanding of the enormous creature with a now infamous line.
And then I said, like, whale sharks. I'm like, oh, that must mean a whale and a shark have sex.
I think whale sharks? I'm like, oh, it must mean a whale and a shark have sex. This remark immediately generated disbelief. Whale shark, of course, refers to the largest shark species, a gentle filter feeder. Reed's explanation, however, revealed a fundamental misunderstanding of both taxonomy and the mechanics of reproduction. Whales are mammals, while sharks are fish. The concept of them interbreeding is biologically impossible. Her flawed logic regarding whale-shark hybrids sparked considerable online mockery, with people sharing the quote and expressing bewilderment at how such a basic scientific concept could be so misunderstood. Reed's aquatic confusion provided ample comedic fodder for critics and fans alike. Memes quickly appeared, comparing her statement to other classic examples of celebrity cluelessness. The remark also provided material for late-night comedians and talk show hosts, who turned her explanation into a punchline about scientific illiteracy among celebrities. Even marine biologists joined the conversation, clarifying that the name whale shark has no connection to whales beyond a shared characteristic of large size. Throughout her career, Tara Reid has experienced both successes and missteps, and this blunder didn't drastically change her public image. She continues to be associated with pop culture humor, and this gaffe arguably cemented her reputation as a source of entertaining celebrity quotes. Reid herself took the ridicule in stride, laughing along with the jokes. In the end, her statement serves as a lighthearted example of how celebrity mishaps, even those rooted in a misunderstanding of basic biology, can quickly go viral. Jaden Smith.
You're Yoda, and I'm like a Jedi.
Actor Jaden Smith, son of Hollywood star Will Smith, is well known for posting cryptic, pseudo-philosophical musings on Twitter, often leaving people wondering whether he is a misunderstood genius or simply prone to overthinking. A particularly memorable tweet reads, "If a bookstore never runs out of a certain book, does that mean that nobody reads it or everybody reads it?" The misspelling of does as dos added another layer of humor to an already puzzling question. At first glance, Jaden's inquiry appears to explore the relationship between popularity and the principles of supply and demand. However, the statement quickly devolved into unintentional comedy, as critics and casual observers alike pointed out that his attempt at wisdom resembled a faulty riddle. The question failed to achieve the desired philosophical impact, instead coming across as naive and suggesting a basic misunderstanding of how bookstores function. Public reaction was mixed. Some followers ridiculed Jaden for his perceived pretentiousness and confusing logic, while others defended him, praising his inquisitive nature and unconventional thinking. Memes and jokes quickly spread across social media, solidifying his reputation for making ambitious yet nonsensical pronouncements. Despite this, his tweets continue to hold a certain fascination, perhaps offering a glimpse into the unique challenges of growing up famous and under constant public observation. For Jaden Smith, even a misspelled philosophical question can ignite debate, further enhancing his image as an enigmatic celebrity, unafraid to contemplate life's big questions. Whether or not those contemplations make sense to the rest of the world, even the brightest stars have their dim moments, and these quotes prove that nobody's perfect. Which of these left you speechless or laughing the hardest? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more moments where fame meets foolishness.